Yesterday tulisema hii kifo ya Jirongo hii si accident, mkoongea vibaya. Mtu mmoja mwenye alikuwa kwa climax atoke atoe evidence aseme that ilikuwa accident venye wanasema hivyo. Sasa mnaambiwa Singapore. Singapore gani? Singapore yenye watu wanakufia current accidents zinakuwa affect hata sijui alikufia wapi. Alafu mnakuja mnaambiwa ati alikuwa Naivasha. Kadereva kengine hapo ati niliangalia maisha ya watu 60 na nini na nini. Tafuta wajinga bwana. Story na Jirongo na kitu yenye wako amepost Pandora box George Morara the grandfather to Morara Kebaso msee head on collision sometimes they can also be planned to do what to assasa someone nimefuatilia hiyo story ya Pandora box for 3 hours then nimerealize kitu with the statements zenye Jirongo alikuwa amesema hapo before.
The family of the late Cyrus Jirongo has demanded answers on the circumstances surrounding his death. Speaking for the family, former Vihiga Senator George Khaniri, who is also the co-chair of the funeral committee, urged the police to establish how Jirongo left Karen after an evening with friends, heading to his home in Gigiri and ended up in Naivasha. As Mary Moki reports, former President Uhuru Kenyatta has also eulogized the former Lugari Member of Parliament as a bold leader.
Damu ya ndugu yetu haiwezi potea tu hivi.
The mystery surrounding the death of former Lugari MP Cyrus Jirongo has deepened, with his family now demanding plausible answers into his death. The family has raised concerns over what they term as inconsistencies into what really transpired, leading to the death of the late legislator.
We are asking the investigation officers to do everything possible and tell us what really happened. Mheshimiwa Jirongo was left Karen at around 11:30, going home, which is here, and he was found dead in Naivasha, traveling from Naivasha side to Nairobi.
Naivasha is not in between here and Karen. How did he find himself in Naivasha, driving back to Nairobi? In Naivasha, driving back to Nairobi. That's a mystery that must be unraveled. And as Mheshimiwa Chairman says, it's only the government that can answer us those questions. We, as the family, the community, and the country at large, we want answers.
Family and friends are still coming to terms with the untimely demise of Cyrus Jirongo, who perished in a road accident at the Karai area in Naivasha early Saturday morning. Tributes continue to pour in for the man many have termed as an entrepreneurial spirit who was generous to a fault. Former President Uhuru Kenyatta has joined his family and friends at large in mourning the fallen leader, calling him a principled and bold leader who spoke his mind. Their funeral committee, chaired by former Vihiga Senator George Khaniri and former Minister Fred Gumo, has issued preliminary burial plans.
We have agreed on the burial date, which has been set tentatively for 30th of December 2025. Well, Mheshimiwa had many homes, so questions were being asked as to which home he will be buried. I think the family has agreed that Mheshimiwa will be buried in his Dumaganda home next to his father and mother's grave.
Investigators who had temporarily barred the family from viewing his body to preserve crucial evidence are expected to finish their preliminary investigations, with a post-mortem examination set for Monday or Tuesday. Police are conducting investigations to establish the circumstances surrounding his death. The former Lugari MP will be buried on December 30th at his home in Lumakanda in Kakamega.
The family of former Lugari Member of Parliament Cyrus Jirongo is calling on authorities to move swiftly and establish the truth behind the road accident that claimed the politician's life on Saturday morning amid suspicion of possible foul play. Meanwhile, a funeral committee has been constituted, co-chaired by former legislators Fred Gumo and George Khaniri. Jirongo is said to be interred on the 30th of December at his Lumakanda home in Lugari, Kakamega County.
The family of former Lugari Member of Parliament Cyrus Jirongo is questioning the circumstances surrounding his death, suggesting it may not have been accidental. A section of those mourning him allege the politician and businessman died in Naivasha, despite having been expected at his Gigiri home in Nairobi on Friday night.
How did he find himself in Naivasha, driving back to Nairobi? In Naivasha, driving back to Nairobi. That's a mystery that must be unraveled.
We are asking the investigation officers to do everything possible and tell us what really happened. There are cameras these days all over. They must have seen this car. They must have detected this car as it left Karen going towards Naivasha, and when it turned, coming this way.
Leaders continuing to convey condolences to the family include National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula, DAP Kenya Party leader Eugene Wamalwa, and former Attorney General Amos Wako.
The names that have been proposed for this...
Senior government officials, among them Wetangula, are being urged to support the family in establishing the truth surrounding the death.
Kama Jirongo alikuwa Karen saa 5:45, alafu Jirongo akapatikana Naivasha na hakuwa na mpango wa kwenda Naivasha, the close friends walijua ya kwamba anakuja nyumbani. Tuna machungu zaidi kama familia.
The only agency that can investigate and give us information is the government, because he was alone. There was no other witness.
Relatives, friends and close associates are meeting at Jirongo's Gigiri residence in Nairobi to coordinate final arrangements. The funeral organizing committee is being spearheaded by a veteran politician Fred Gumo, a former public servant and ex-Westlands member of parliament, with former Vihiga Senator George Khaniri serving as co-chair.
So we should have a post-mortem maybe tomorrow or the day after, in consultation with the family. The family has agreed that Mheshimiwa will be buried in his Lumaganda home next to his father and mother's grave.
The body will be transferred from Lee Funeral Home on the 27th, lie at the Gigiri home the following day, then be taken to Kitale for an overnight vigil ahead of interment in Kakamega on December 30th. In Kenya, Jirongo is to many the face of a vicious wheeler-dealer political system. To others, the picture of a shrewd business person and the ultimate power broker.
Continue to surround the death of veteran politician Cyrus Jirongo, who died early yesterday in an accident, while people who were with him shortly before the incident insist he had no plans to travel outside Nairobi that night. And now, conflicting accounts of his final movements are raising fresh questions about what may have happened in the hours leading up to the night crash. Our investigative reporter, Herman Kamariki, has more.
Unanswered questions are still emerging over the death of politician Cyrus Jirongo, who died early Saturday in Naivasha.
On Friday evening, I went to a place called Oasis in Karen at around 8 p.m. 8:30. As I drove in, I saw Mheshimiwa Jirongo seated with Mheshimiwa Speaker of the National Assembly, Wetangula, and two other gentlemen. One who I know, the other one I didn't know. The other one is Redman Malala, who is the owner of that premise.
Speaking to KTN, former Vihiga Senator George Khaniri, who visited the scene and viewed the body before it was moved, recounts his last conversation with Jirongo just minutes before 11 p.m.
He said, I'm still here, but Mheshimiwa Wetangula has left. I'm still with the other two gentlemen that you saw. So the following day, we were supposed to have a lunch meeting, him, myself, and Mheshimiwa Philip Kisia, at Mheshimiwa Philip Kisia's house on Saturday, yesterday at 1. So I told him, I can see you're staying out late and we have an important meeting. Can you go home? Just jokingly. And we joked and we left it at that. This was exactly 11.
An account that is backed by Kisia.
He never mentioned to me that he was going to leave Nairobi. And as I said, I spoke to him at 9:07.
At 3:23 p.m. I told you, his wife called me, and informed me about this accident. So I told Anne, but no, at 11, he was in Karen. How is he now in and he told me he was coming home, you know. How is he now in an accident in Naivasha? And she said, I don't know.
A police report indicates that Jirongo sustained head injuries. Henry, who saw the body in Naivasha, describes what he observed.
I saw 2 broken legs. His legs were broken at the angle, both of them, down here, broken completely here, and broken here. And one was his hand, which is left, I can't remember left or right, was also broken. The face had scratches, not serious scratches that can cause death. Just small little scratches, you know, 1, 2 on the chin, 1 on top of the eye.
Meanwhile, family members led by his 2 sisters have described Jirongo as a kind and a generous man.
Sasa alichukua tu sisi wote kama watoto wake. Kwa kila nyumba, kwa kila nyumba, kwa kila nyumba, kwa kila nyumba. Hakuna nyumba kwa boma letu la Cyrus hakushika mkono. Sasa tumemchukua tu kama baba. Ni mtoto lakini tutamchukua tu kama baba.
Wakati yeye alisoma na Mungu akambarikia, akambariki akajua ni kumbatia watoto wetu, alitukumbatia sisi wote.
This is Karen Oasis, where the late Cyrus Jirongo is said to have been seen with friends, including the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Masika Wetangula, George Henry, who is the former Senator of Vihiga County, among friends including the owner of the premise, Reverend Malala. Our efforts to trace Reverend Malala bore no fruit, as our calls went unanswered and the messages went unreplied.
Ati black chocolate ni fine melanin bana kutoka nikapate kanapenda kenye mi wanapenda so kanapenda toto chupa na haga nono madam na kudai umedunga mini na unapenda mangwai una dance fit unawacha nikismile ama niko high you are nice